Okay, here we are. There's the vehicle. Yeah. We're at Peterswood Park. The most crowded I've ever seen this. In fact, it's the only time I've ever seen it crowded since I've been coming here for 2 years. Today is Sunday, September 21st. I just hope I parked over here. Seemed like the nicest places, nicest spots. Really crowded down that way and really crowded down that way. So I hope this doesn't get filled up because I'm going to be a little PO'd. My vehicle being, I want to keep it all by itself there. The place I always park is over there on the right, down in the valley. And that's filled up with people, spectators watching a baseball game. Now, we'll see if we can go. So normally we go down that way. And this is where I park down there, but look how crowded that is down that way. That's why I didn't park there. Alright, I'm going to go this way. Let's make sure I got all this shit turned on. I was afraid of that one time. You come here and all of a sudden there's all these people. Luckily, it's not like all this over here. Just gonna walk around this circle and go down the steps over there. I see that's blocked. Oh shoot, that's blocked off. Oh man. That's the way I was planning on going down. Oh, we'll see. Maybe it's not blocked off. No, I don't think it's blocked off. Okay, it's not blocked off. Normally I park over there. Let's go down this way. I'm just going to go down these steps. Or maybe I can go down straight, go straight. See, I haven't been here that much. I mean, I haven't been on this side. I always go down that other way. Let's watch this baseball pitch. They're just playing, just catching. Alright, okay, so you go down. Okay, this is cool. So I can just go down, make a left, make a right, and go down to the place I always go. I was thinking I'd have to go right. But you could do that too. We don't need to. I've only walked in this side once or twice. I always walk on the other side. Well, I was planning on parking where I always park. My vehicle's always by itself at that place. And then when I get way up here, out on the trail, there's a place you can look out and you can see there's a car there. And so I was going to use my new phone, which is the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and zoom in But whatever. I can just zoom in on all those people over there. Alright, so we're back to where we always go. Well, the game up on top of the hill, there's something in progress there. Then there's these people here playing. I don't think that parking lot's going to fill up any more than it is. So my car should be okay. Sitting there by itself. Yeah, because you go out on this trail, you get way up there. In fact, what am I thinking? I got this new camera. See, I also changed my wallpaper to a different color background because it kind of blends in with the brownish orange. Alright, so let's do this since we're here. There's a lot of leaves and they're all still green. Alright, let's do a video. That. Alright, so look up there. That's Peterswood Park. Did I even say that? I think I said more than that. I'm at Peterswood Park, alright? Okay, let's zoom in on that. Now there you go, there's 24 times zoom, that's too much. What I'm talking about is I'll be way up there where that fence is. Way, way, way up there. Somewhere up in that area. Like up in there. And that's where you can look out and look back and see the park. Alright. Man, it's a beautiful day again. It's 80. It's going to be 80 degrees, more than 80 degrees. Then we're going to have like 5 straight days of rain. We haven't had rain for about something like 16 days or something, 15, 16 days. We've been dry and warm temperatures. We're still going to have warm temperatures this week, but it's going to rain every day. So, I mean, we need the water. It's a drought, but I mean, that's going to screw up the outdoor walks. Okay, so the last time I was here was 3 weeks ago. It'll be 3 weeks here on Tuesday. And I went that way because I said I want to stay on pavement. I don't want to get like dust and dirt on my shoes. I got a brand new car. But now I'm okay with going onto the trail that has crushed limestone. So right here is paved until we get across that Sugar Camp Road bridge. Then it turns, oh no, it stays paved all the way. That's right, this is the Arrowhead portion, so it stays paved. Hi. It stays paved all the way up to the Brush Run trailhead on the Bethel branch. But I'm going to turn off of that onto the main Montour Trail prior to that Brush Run trailhead, so that's where I turn into the crushed limestone.
Yeah, of course.
Hi.
Yeah, like seriously.
Well, can't believe it. I got, in 2 more days, this coming Tuesday, it'll be 3 weeks. No, Monday, I'm sorry. I got the vehicle on Mondays. So tomorrow, it'll be 3 weeks that I got this new vehicle. And I just turned over 1,000 miles. So, definitely putting more miles right now on it. That's to be expected, and I'm not complaining about it. I wanted to do it. Yeah. Now here's Sugar Camp Road. Hi.
So I'm like, oh, well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it.
They say we're supposed to stay warm into the beginning of October as well, which is great. So I'm looking forward to maybe it'll dry up by then. I mean, they say it's going to rain every day, but you never know. It could change this week, I mean. But then it's supposed to dry up at least by the end of next weekend, or by the beginning of next weekend. So hopefully it'll stay dry and warm into the beginning of October. Yeah, it's reminiscent of 2 years ago when I discovered this, walking on this trail, and I'm looking at the calendar and I'm saying, geez, I gotta hurry up and like grab all the days I can, pack it all in. The weather's going to change and I'm not going to want to walk. I can remember in the last part of September and early October of 23, I would go to a trailhead, do my walks, and then leave and drive to another trailhead and do some walks there. I did it a couple of times. Putting a lot of miles on your legs. I was like, I gotta grab it. You gotta grab the day. It's going to be like that this year. You're going to grab, well, it's like that every year. You got to grab the days while you can. I hate that. I guess that's the beauty of the seasons, but I kind of wish we could have more time, like all year. Well, then if that happened, we wouldn't be so anxious to get back in the spring and summer. It would become, routine. We don't want routine. We want it to be something we look forward to. All I can say is I hope it doesn't snow too much this year. Definitely don't like driving around in snow. Well, this is still lots of leaves. You can hardly see anything. I have to come back in a couple more weeks. Here's a clearing right here. Still you can't still see that much. Or you still can't see that much. See some horses down there. Let's go ahead and break out this zoom. Alright, there we go. Zoom. Oh, there it is. Zoom 24 times. Back away from that. See how you lose where you are. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yeah, because it is you are spending, quite a bit of time.
There's a little lookout bench. You can see more from here, maybe. Remember that one time, I think it was this year, there was a horse laying on the ground down here and just rolling around, laying flat and maybe sleeping. I'm not going to break out the other camera yet. Hi. So far, people aren't too friendly here. These are the highfalutin types. The highfalutin types that get a new paved trail when they didn't need it. Back there towards McMurray, they paved it again last year and they didn't need to. Hi. Yeah, I remember coming up here those first times. You always remember those first times. One of the first times that I came this way, in this direction, I didn't take the right up here. I didn't go onto the main Montour Trail branch, or main branch. I went straight and went up to the, on the Bethel branch to Brush Run. But then, shortly thereafter, I came here and went this way. Since then, I've been here many, many times. Just review these signs, but watch where you step. Alright, so we're going to the right. We're not going all the way to Route 88. We're going to go, probably try to go to the Churchill Road underpass. That's far enough. This past week, I was down at the PRT station. Was that this? Wait a minute. Was that? Damn it. I can't remember shit. Might have been the week before. I can't. Oh, Jesus. I can't remember that. Let's look it up real quick. Come on now. Alright, let's just look it up. We'll find it real quick. Find that YouTube app. There's a lot of bugs. Alright. My channel. Manage videos. Oh, here we go. Yeah. That was just on Tuesday. Library Viaduct, September 16th. I couldn't even remember that. I mean, I remember doing it, but I couldn't remember the exact date. That was just this past Tuesday. I like this phone. And see, with the gold, like it's orange, but it's really like brownish. And then I got this wallpaper. I've had this wallpaper for like 15 years, but it looks cool with the orange. Sound like some animals down there. Sound like chickens or something. Or turkeys. That's true. You'll probably start seeing turkeys. Today I saw a new show on Fox. Sunday briefing or something like that. Peter Ducey was interviewing Trump, and he said next week Jackie Heinrich will be hosting. It's a switch each week. So they're the two correspondents that go to the press briefings. They're going to be doing this new show on Sundays. So I take it that that means that probably Howard Kurtz's show is gone, unless they moved it. Now look at those distances. McDonald, PA, 17 miles. Coraopolis, 34 miles. Weirton, West Virginia, 39 miles. Hey, I was just at Coraopolis, man. Took me a long time to get here. Driving, that is. Alright, here's that penny day. Trailside donations. Alright, the place I'm talking about, looking back at the parking lot, is up here. There's a lookout area. And you can see that parking lot I always parked at, which today is full with those spectators, but we should be able to make out stuff with this zoom camera. Wow, look at all the horses up there. Damn. That's a really beautiful view. Mile marker 34. Step into it very gently. Watch where you step. Alright, now, don't step in any crap. Alright, so that parking lot is straight ahead. And I'm going to zoom. Okay, here comes video. Go. So way out there. And now we're going to zoom. Just zoom real fast. Zoom. 24 times zoom. There's that parking lot over there. You know, you can't make it. See, that's what happens. You zoom in, you can't make out where in the heck you're at. Here it is. See, you can see the cars in that parking lot. I always park in that parking lot over there. Now I won't be able to see my vehicle because it's way up there to the right of those cars and way up on that other little stretch. Now let's go here and look at all these horses. There's your 24 times zoom. Yeah, I can't. This zooming thing, you gotta be real careful. You gotta kind of like slowly zoom in, and you'll quickly lose where you were. Now, is there somebody riding that one horse up there? Let me zoom back out and zoom back in. Right there. Does that horse have... Oh, there's nobody on that. Alright, now we're going to do the first selfie of the day, and we're going to go back and look at that, where those horses were. There's where I always parked. That way goes back to the Bethel branch. And this way goes to South Park Township. Alright. Enough. Boy, it's hot out here right now. Whew. I hope it stays like this. Wouldn't that be great if it stayed like this all the way through till November? Now here's that dipshit sign. I'll get a close-up of that because it's seriously amusing. Seriously, don't make it weird. Well, you don't make it weird with your weird signs, buddy. So here we go with the zoom again. We want to see exactly what that is in the center over there. So, video. Oh, wait a minute. This stupid thing's complaining. Hang on. Alright, right there. You know, I'm just thinking, if I'm looking at it right now, it's something that helps you focus. I didn't even realize that. Right there, there's a little box, little square, and it shows you like sort of like the normal distance, the normal range, normal zooming, which is like none, and it has a box around where you're zooming into. So like, right, you can look at that and try to figure out where you're at. Alright, that's about. I'm not good at that yet. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that. It's all new. 17 Pro Max. Well, I'm happy with it. It's way better than the 12 Pro Max. Well, I don't know about way better. It's better. Oh, there's a little squirrel right there. And here's this little bench with no roof awning on it. How many miles are we going? I got 0.9. Right up in here somewhere, it was like right up in this area, was that snake wrapped around, like, you know, it could be like right in here. It was wrapped around the tree limbs, and I just happened to turn my head and look, and whoa, there's a snake. I caught that on video. I don't have the exact coordinates though, because what I did, I merged that video in, that was before I had the body cam, so I was just like concatenating all these short clips on the phone, merged it all together into one, and I think I deleted all the other pieces, so all I have is the final product. Short video. It's like maybe 25 minutes or something, but it has a little clip of that. And I always say, you know, I shouldn't have deleted, because like I want to find the exact coordinates. I know it's right in here, but the fun thing about these phones and these cameras is you can go back and look exactly where in the heck it was. Well, maybe it's not going to be exact. So that's the thing. But you know, you click on it. Like for example, let's just go, just to show this, we go to a thing from yesterday, just for kicks, right? So we go to a video taken yesterday. Let's just pick one. Just pick any old one. Alright, so here's one. And then you go down into the info, and it shows you the map. Let's see if you can see that. There's the pic, there's the video, and then there's a map. And then you click on that, and it shows you a blow up. And I think if it has the coordinates in here. Well, I don't know. I never actually looked at it too much. Gives me a general area, but let's get back to this current video. Alright, so let me put this back the way I had it, because I don't like to go without that being set the way I had it. Okay, there. Okay. Tutorial done. I'm sure there's more settings you could click into to get more precise details. Even maybe like on a computer, you do it, but whatever. All I have of that one from that was in the beginning of last year, is everything's combined together from that day. Now we're starting to go uphill. So we go uphill until we get to the underpass. Then it starts going downhill again. This is where I saw that fox come out. Right here. That was... could have even been that same day that I had saw that snake. It was like, I'm just going to say April or May of 24. We could always look it up. We don't want to waste the time doing that right now. I'm sweating now. It smells weird right here. Yeah, so recapping various trips out here. In 2023, I don't think I ever came on this stretch in 2023. I think I stayed back there and went on to the Bethel branch. And I don't think I came on this part. Wait, let me think about that for a minute. I don't think so. Okay. But then in early 24, I did. I came this way, went all the way down, past this underpass, and went down along. It goes along Churchill Road. Where's that? There's that place that does the landscaping, topsoil, and all that. There's those school buses and everything. And this is a real interesting section. Look how pretty this looks. Look at all those logs right there. So that way goes back to Peterswood Park. Here is a little forest area. That way goes to the Churchill Underpass and then down to the PRT station eventually. Now, here is a selfie, and then, about this way. I keep on hearing stuff over there. Alright, I'm done with that. That one dude that I always see, that shady looking dude, he was sitting here one time at this bench. I've seen him at the various benches along this. He's a squirrely looking dude. He has a bike and he has a bunch of bags and stuff with him. So I'm not sure if he's like a homeless guy or he's a weird dude. He's plain old weird, that's all. This is really cool right here. Cool in temperature, that is. I'm hearing some bird. I mean, a bird up there, but I'm hearing something else over here. Yeah, that's right. Last Tuesday when I was down here, I was going on and on about the new phone coming on Friday, and I kept holding up my other phone to the camera, but now I can hold up this phone. Churchill Road. Comes a bike. Let's get some water. Hi. That's a nice shot right there if I get that on video, the alternate video. I mean, I can get it on this video. Look at that. The body cam shows it all. I like getting alternate videos. Just blow it up. The bend in that looks very similar to yesterday down in Cecil. The bend in the trail. Yeah. Churchill Road. Just get this underpass. And this isn't really worthy of an extra video, but we're under here anyway. Kind of that rock comes out there. Same thing up there. Alright, so that way I don't go any further. I mean, I could. How many miles I got right now? Let me see real quick here. 1.3. Yeah, I don't feel like going down there any further. Alright. It's like on Tuesday, I was going to come up to this point, but I stopped down there. I'm going to turn around. So I got 1.3. That's a decent walk. It'll be 2.6 on the way back. I don't want to get too tired out, because I went walking yesterday. I didn't feel any pain, but I started getting really a little sore towards the end. So I don't want to overdo it. Although you could say, well, why not? Because this week you're going to be recuperating at home and you won't be out on the walking on the trail because of the rain. But you never know. I might just go to the indoor malls. Although I don't want to get my car dirty. Driving in the rain, get your car all messed up. It's going to get messed up at some point. But it's only like 3 weeks old, so... Well, there's like a wall up there. There's houses up there. This area looks really good with the leaves changing colors. But it's not yet. Another couple weeks. I'm going to guess like maybe 3 weeks. Another area that's very nice is down that way, past Trip Hammer. That beautiful section, that 0.8 mile section from Trip Hammer east to Piney Fork east. That's beautiful down there. Last year, man, we had all those great days towards the end of October. And I was, the third week of October, I was like almost every day going to these different places, walking like crazy. And I was going to go again. Hang on, a few people coming here. Hi. But again, I was going to go again towards the end of, that's the end of the fourth week of October. There were wonderful days with the temperature was so great. But then I had a medical issue that came up. I wasn't able to go. And I went back, spent my birthday in the hospital. I went back on November 5th, election day. Got back out on the trail. And I could hardly do anything, man. I just walked like a little bit. I was wiped out. That medical shit. Where's the little squirrel right there? Hey, squirrel. Right down there. What I do is when I walk in these trails, I think back to the different times that I was on a section and reminisce about it. Like, I remember the first time on this section, it's the beginning of 24, like maybe April or May. And I remember, like, you remember different people, different faces. Like, there was this one couple, and they had a kid, or two, maybe two kids. And the guy was running, and he had like a harness or something, and he was like dragging. The little kids were in a covered buggy, stroller buggy thing. And his wife was with him. Or lady friend, whatever. And she was running ahead of him, in front of him. And I saw them going back and forth. Then I remember that one guy that was coming behind me all the way up from PRT, or Library Viaduct. He came up here, and he announced himself, I'm coming up on your left, sorry, I don't want to scare you. Then he starts talking to me a little bit about how he did this all winter, the prior winter, the winter of 23 to 24. And then when he went on, I saw the fox come out here. And, or maybe he was still behind me in a fox. And I said, there was a fox up there. And he went up. And he saw it too. It came out from here. I didn't have a body cam back then. Else I would have captured that whole encounter. Because then when that happened, a lady came up this way from towards us. Had 2 little dogs with her. Hi. And on leashes. Or maybe they weren't on leashes. Anyway, the 2 little tiny dogs. And he was going, "Did you see that fox? Well, I'll be worried about your dogs getting, mauled by the fox." Man, this is a rambling video. So there's like pathways. There's like a house way up there. Pathway right through here. There's no sign saying no trespassing, but it's not. It's private property. You're not supposed to be on it. So like that snake was somewhere, like maybe right over there or over in here, because the tree line was closer, and there was a big sort of tree coming out here. It's not that. I'm trying to describe that. It wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be this. It would be like these trees up here. Could have been like right in there or right down here. It was like this. You turned your head and you saw it. It'd be like right in here. Wait a minute. Was it there? I wish I would have had that body cam running. Or I would have had the body cam. Or I wish I didn't delete those segments of videos. I put them all together into one. I just deleted the originals. Although you never know with Apple. Someday they might show up again. Yeah, like I was saying one time before, there's certain videos and things that I had years ago, and I deleted them because I didn't need them anymore. And they showed up again, like more recently. I'm like, wait a minute, where's it? I was looking for it once and I couldn't find it, and now it shows up again. It's some, as we would say when I worked, there's some hidden branch in clear case that got resurrected from a backup, and magically it shows up again. They restored it from a backup. Files were missing and now they're back. Hi. There's that. Seriously, no, don't make it weird. This looks like a nice yard over there. I'm dead serious about that video showing up. The real reason I remember it is there were some videos of photos of the people at work, and I was included in them. And I saved, I know I saved one of them, but somehow other ones got deleted. And one day I'm like, where's those pictures at, man? I want to see them again. And I couldn't find them. I went all over on my, on the phone and iPad, computer, trying to figure out where in the hell would that have been stored. Is it in one of the those temporary files on your computer when you drag and drop something? It shows up somewhere in a folder where it's a hidden kind of a container somewhere. I looked all over the place for it. I couldn't find it. And one day, magically, they showed up on my phone. You know what I might do? Instead of going back the way I came, let me just go this way and go up there at the Bethel, other end of this triangle here. I'm not going to go all the way up to Brush Run, but just go up to where it hooks up to the other end of that miniature triangle. Miniature triangle. All I can equate that to is that somewhere it was on a server. It was backed up somewhere. Something gets, everything gets backed up. You back up stuff on your phone. You back up. It backs it up. You back it up. Whatever. Okay, the guy's yelling. He's on a bike. Sounds like somebody's arguing, but it's just two dudes riding a bike. A guy and a girl riding bikes. Anyway, I can just think that it got backed up, and you didn't, really realize it was getting backed up, or you didn't care about it, and you thought it was gone. And then somewhere along the line, the system, the operating system hooked into it from a backup and brought it back. That's the only thing I could think of. All unbeknownst to me. And all of a sudden, sort of would have been 4 years later, it shows up again. And I made sure, okay, good, I'm going to make sure I save it this time. For real, places I keep stuff active. Backups are kind of scary. They're great, but they're also scary. Because then you think, well, nothing's ever really deleted. You think you deleted something and you wanted to delete it, but it's really not gone. Well, check out that gully down there. You could actually walk down there, but I'm not going to. Because up the other side. You get your computer sleuths to get into that and say, well, it was on this backup on this day. That's why, you gotta, if you're trying to get rid of something, you gotta think ahead to all the places and stuff you're not gonna find at all. You're not gonna even know where it is. But the things you learned so far, you can figure out, well, it's gonna be a temporary over here, temporary there. I'll just make sure I go in and clean all that shit out. Or you just erase everything. Say you erased everything on your phone, you erased everything. Start from scratch, reformat everything. Maybe you'd get rid of it then, but So this end of the triangle has less stuff. Like here's this little hut right there, but nothing in it. Down on the other end of the triangle, there's a little bulletin board stuff. Let's just go up here, check out these plaques for mile markers, mile indicators. Alright, so Route 19, Coriopolis, Route 88, Clareton, and then what's this one up here? Oh, Montour Trail. Montour Trail. Okay, so that goes up to Brush Run. And we're going back this way. So we're at 2.0 miles. Hi. Now here's a little anecdote for you. Yesterday when I was walking and that lady passed me up on Cecil and she had that perfume. I'm like, wow, man, she had a lot of perfume on. She was like walking real fast. I'm like, what's she doing that for? She's going on a trail and putting all the perfume. Now, contrast that with this guy that just passed me right there. He's doing push-ups right now. Doing push-ups right out in the middle of the trail. He stunk like crazy. You could smell it far away. I don't want to smell it. Hi. Where is that pathway? Is it coming up? I think this could be it here. Yeah. It goes along where these poles are. These power lines. So we were just over there. And now we're over here. Yeah. This is so peaceful. There's apartment buildings up there. I never saw that before. A dude just drops down and starts doing push-ups right on the trail. It's amazing what you see, what people do. So I like this part because this is paved all the way up from the Brush Run. This is Bethel Branch, so up at the Brush Run trailhead all the way down to, well, actually all the way down along McMurray Road way until you get down to Route 19. This is the Arrowhead, or what's it called again? Yeah, Arrowhead Trail. Arrowhead portion of the, I guess they say that it, Montour Trail hooked up to it, or I don't know if it was here before. I don't really know. I mean, you figure the regular trail, the main trail, trains went on that all the way down to the PRT station, all the way down to across the library viaduct and everything. So that was real trains, real trail. Montour Trail. And this Bethel branch, in this piece, who knows how much. I think I saw a video on that when they were building down there near that tar, what is that, storage place? Where they have that train car and the crane and all that stuff. And they were showing when they hooked some of that stuff together, the trail part together. Anyway, it's very interesting. Interesting to know if the trains that were there came, on this before this was paved. Where exactly did they go? They had to have been down by that tar place. There were all those things that camps cut and all that stuff. Plaques showing those pictures. There was that water tower. Giant building. I'm just walking at a fairly reasonable pace, and I'm sweating like crazy. I look down here. There's that water, that stagnant water. Let's step on this, make sure there's no crap in it. Oh, you can go down here too. I'm not sure I want to go down there. There's horses down there. Maximum zoom, 24 times. Now, so what I'm saying is, I don't know if it's going to be seen on my body cam, but right up in here, there's a little square with focus in on where it's actually showing. So this is showing you what you're focusing on. Interesting, little viewfinder thing. Now check out this wallpaper on this, see? It kind of blends in with the color of the phone, the orange or brown. Alright, let's do a selfie here. There's a selfie back there. Horses. Yeah. Alright. Hi.
Okay.
See, the feeling I have right now, I'm not going to deny it. This is going to be some kind of confession. No. This is going to be some kind of like deep thoughts. No. All I'm going to say is, right now this is beautiful, right? But you know that you've got the limited time, just another month or, month and a half maybe at best, and it's going to be shot to hell with the weather, with winter and all the, cold weather and everything. So this is like bittersweet, enjoying this beautiful stuff, but then it's going to end. But then you come back in the spring and you're going, wow, it's starting up. We got the whole summer, the whole season to think about, have fun. Then what happens is you get into the season for real. You got cold in the spring, you got all kind of rain, then you got this massive heat wave that comes, and it kind of ruins all of it until you get into the fall again. So you're like, oh, wait a minute, I thought we were supposed to have fun all that time. You can have fun, but it's not as beautiful. It's not the sweet spot. We've had the sweet spot right now for weeks. I hope the sweet spot stays. This is like the longest stretch of sweet spot that I can remember. As John Burnett used to say, every day he'd come on like, this is the best day of the year. The weather is going to be the best you've ever seen. People tell you by far this is the best. Hi. Yeah, he was a cool guy. He passed away. That was really shocking to learn about him. He had that Alzheimer's. He was fairly young, too. They interviewed him at his house. Was that Christine Sorensen? One of the anchors went to his house, and then he passed away. He was a big showman, you know. I never forget that. He always said stuff. He was just like making stuff up. Like, this is the best day in the history of the whole Pittsburgh. We're on the Sugar Camp Road overpass. Bridge, I mean. Yeah, there's Sugar Camp Road. Goes up that way. There's that farm. Straight ahead, there's those new houses they've been building for the last year. That extra little piece that I did going up that other side of the triangle jacked up the mileage, so by the time I get back it'll probably be close to 3 total. It would have been like about 2.6 total if I would have just gone back the same way. A slight detour, and I'm still feeling okay. Hi. There's somebody with a dog up there. It's on a leash, but at first you just see that dog, you're like, oh wait, does that dog have a leash? Somebody coming on bikes. They'll probably get here before I make the turn, so I'll wait.
Cosmos. Oh my goodness.
Those kids riding those electric bikes. They're abusing the privileges because they're not pedaling. They're just using an electric motor, like a motorcycle type thing, instead of pedaling through it. You know, the rules say you're supposed to do that, right? But who's gonna be checking if you do that? If you get an electric bike, in the Montour Trail rules, it says electric bikes are permitted, but you have to be using the pedals, not just the motor part. Who's going to be monitoring that? Nobody. But, you know, if everybody followed the rules, it would be great. Now, this is an uphill little thing here. This turning ramp. I don't hear any sounds. I wonder if the sporting events are over. Now I still see cars. Now I'm hearing people. Whew. Man, it's tricky going up there. Take a little break. Almost no clouds in the sky. Hi. Now I came down there and here. Let's see if I go up this way. Should be able to cut over. I'm not sure though. We'll find out. They got some of that blocked off, so let's see. That might be, let's see if that's blocked off. No, it's okay. I can go up this way. my car's all by itself, which is great. Well, this is a workout. Going up these little hills and stuff. Whew. Let's go on this grass and wipe your shoes off a little bit. Hopefully there's no car's all by itself. That's the way we like it. Let's take a final shot of this down here from this angle. So there's that place where we were. Let's see, do this. Okay, good. I can use that little viewfinder. That's cool. I never really, on my old phone, I never even knew that existed. So I'm looking now at the viewfinder. I'm not paying attention to the main thing. I'm looking up in the corner there. And if you go, you look up at that fence way up there. Yeah, that's where we just were. I'll zoom out for a second. It's right up there. Now, let's go back here. And now, oh, that's too much zoom. Too much. Now there's the vehicle. Yeah. Now let's see what that would be like. Zooming in, look at those wheels. Ooh. Zoom in on the wheels. Zoom. That's enough. You can hear a bunch of people up there on that upper field. So where are we at? At 2.8. So there's the car. It's getting dirty, but it'll get washed off this week coming up. Alright, so here we are, ready to sign off at Peterswood Park on Sunday, September 21st, 2025. Let's put these things back, put this in here, and bye-bye. Let's do here. Bye-bye.